Howdy, folks. It's JB again. I'm back with Gadget
I know where I am now.
and Blank.
Oh my god, it's fauna color. Let's go.
Yeah, we're talking about green in this Hololive menagerie that I put
I
together.
know, I know where we are, guys. We're in hell.
All alive hell.
And so we continue on
Yeah,
our journey.
Kiara sent us to hell, and now we gotta see if we can crawl back out.
Oh, you're
Real.
just you're just crawling in deeper. So, our first card is Spotlight on Todoroki Hajime, or Reglass Girls. Once she's placed on stage from hand, you can pitch a. That doesn't say character. Put a VTuber or Hololive character from your hand into your waiting room. If you do, you can choose a VTuber or Hololive character in your clock to return to hand, and then choose a VTuber or Hololive character in your waiting room and put it at the bottom of your clock. And then choose also an on reverse level 0 clock bomb.
So you really have that first effect budgeted at 1K, huh?
Yes, because there are similar effects that do it with top deck, and top deck and fixed clock are actually considered the same price wise, which I abused here. I think I
Yeah.
actually made it stricter because I don't think you normally have to pitch specifically traded characters.
Yeah, you can't like ditch bars with this,
Yeah, or bag
which is
because
interesting.
she's a bag girl. But
No.
yeah,
But
Big.
you can put. Oh no, you can't even put bars into your clock from your waiting room.
nope, has to be
Yeah,
characters
you're
all the way
right.
down.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, this card is a way to set clock without having to actually clock yourself, which
Mm-hmm.
is pretty cool. Because there's like the Flare EP that EPs off that Noellen clock. So
Yeah,
you could like pair this and that deck
oh, you could, yeah.
pretty easily without having to like clock yourself at level 2 if you didn't want to.
It's a
Okay, hang
smooth
on.
utility.
Gears are turning.
Always good. Always good when the game is turned.
Okay, so the Noel finisher does not need the Noel chaser anywhere.
Nope.
It's
Excuse me.
just if you want to play the Flare EP, really.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
man, that card has such good art on it. Like
Oh,
I want to play it, but I
yeah.
haven't played it in anything yet.
So,
Yeah, it's all right.
the primary purpose, obviously, for this card is that Reglass's thing is experience. Obviously, we've seen the kind of day that has the 8 or higher requirement. If I
Mm,
remember correctly, some of these are color and some of these are level. At least that was at least a draft of it. Maybe all of them are numerical now. I honestly don't remember at this point. But yeah, experience is like their thing as well, and they're also only a two color faction, so they're not immediately stepping on the other gens' toes, at least.
I don't know. I think that if you're gonna play a bomb in Hololive, you don't need this. I think there's probably other ones you could play.
The interesting thing, the main one that sees play is that Matsuri, right?
Yep.
That Matsuri is a
Mm-hmm.
1,000 power. This actually has benefit because it's 500 power, so you can actually get some of the stickier,
Yeah, some of the things the
like
Matsuri
the
misses.
overstated like 500 memory cards.
Yeah, this
And
kicks
then like
nobody's.
I don't think this would ever be like anything super crazy, but like setting bottom of clock has like its own. Because if you think about it, right, it's like what if you just do this effect all game in Gura and you just make sure your clock is a bunch of not soul triggers
Yeah, as long as you're
like
able to
all the
afford doing
time.
this.
Mm, that's a good point. Yeah. This is also incidentally though a non-soul trigger you're putting in Gura, and we just saw a bunch of other cards that have soul triggers that I think are better than this. So I don't know. I'm about it. I'm willing to have this be a thing as long
And
as the
this card's
power budgeting.
cool.
I
What
think
makes
it's
you
whatever,
do
but
it?
it's not bad.
All right.
At the beginning of your encore step, you can look at your stock. It's like all of it. Which I always enjoy those effects.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Thanks, Tendenki.
like actually, I actually enjoy those effects. There's a brainstorm in Dengeki that lets you look at all your stock and the top card of your deck at the beginning of your main phase. It's like pretty sick
Yeah.
as an uncommon.
Yep. Great
And then this
card.
has a combo that is Tio, I think that's her name, from Ari Ferretta,
Yes.
which is like you give one of your characters like Oboro, which is when it gets frontal attack, you can bounce it back to hand, and then you can rest this card and give a character 1,000 power.
I believe it is literally Tio, but I toned it down because I wanted to fit the stock check on it, because that's another thing that because you're playing a bag, at least hypothetically, or some number of bags, being able to just look at your stock and be like, oh, that's what I put in there. All right, cool. Carry on.
It's interesting that this is for 8-bag, but this combo is on
Combos
bar.
Mm.
You know what? I think this might get the lowest grade out of a lot, like one of the lower grades I've seen out of this stuff so far.
Yep.
The
I think
Tio
you're
combo
underrating
was,
it.
I think the Tio combo was cool, but like it just never did anything for, because my friend plays it.
Mm.
It doesn't do a lot.
Nope.
Because the problem is like Obros are like reverse combos that don't actually need reverses because they have to live, right?
Mm.
So when I was building like the Lammy deck, right, that card got really big, and my entire idea is I wanted to play these utility cards over again, like like the Polka Ramorous card,
Yeah.
just over and over, and I want to build a bunch of memory using Ramorous because Ramorous is cool. But that card like can kind of work because it pluses 2 for 1 reverse, and then this card like pluses 1, and it eats up a slot in your backstage, and like,
And it's a climax combo.
and it's well, this one's on bar, so that's well, I think the Tio is also on bar actually.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. But this is one of your climaxes you have to be playing in your deck, is my point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
So I'm giving this a C minus, because it lets you recur the Kanade. That gives 2 characters Musashi. So if you play that card, you choose 2 characters, you give them Musashi burn, and then you can play the bar, and then give that the on front attack bounce back, and you get to do the combo again next turn. And since there's no
You,
combo required, you can just have that bar be your back row finisher combo and just have other incidental cards in your front row.
yeah, but that's
And
like
I think
assuming you're living another turn at 3, which is like not a thing for the most part
it
anymore.
depends. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But like, listen, if you have a card that like can let you play to a different strategy than you would expect and have it not be a downside, I think that's interesting flavor or interesting mechanism, right? Puzzle and Dragon that plays the level 0 bar combo into whatever level 2 or level 3 combo they have, right? I'm not saying it's good, and that shit's probably gonna get on the ban list again. But like, it's different than the just level 1 combo into level 3 combo 8 1k1 triggers. It's just something more interesting than that, and I think that implication is potentially cool. There's a bunch of other cards you could bounce back with this. Could bounce back the Iroha finisher we talked about.
Bouncing back finishers just seems like no.
You'd bounce the third lane on the Iroha, so like it would go 2 times, then the third time.
No, I mean I'm just saying you bounce her so you could hard play her again. But yeah, you probably don't need to do that.
I was about to say you need the
Um,
choice combo to do the good part of that card.
Yeah, you're right. You could do like, I don't know. There's enough payoff cards in standby that you could just have this be like a 1 or 2 of that you play when you're ready to kill them. Bounce back your Oski, bounce back your Luna, bounce back your I don't know, whatever.
Well,
The big
Luna,
one
you
is
want
the
to get the cross turn reverses.
I'm just saying the big one is the Kanade that you can bounce back. I think just having that be a potential implication makes this a C minus at least. You know what I mean? Like I don't think the card's good, but I think that is a potential upside to playing this if you were playing the
I think that's the only
recalls.
reason I'm not giving it an F.
Sure,
Like I prefer the wind combo to this thing.
I guess. Anything else to say about that one?
Nope.
The art's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's very nice. Al is
Okay.
just a very handsome woman.
Kampai, Jufute, Rodden? Raiden?
Radin.
Rodden. Alright. Oh, these are funny cards. Okay, so on play, auto, ditch a card from hand to waiting room. When placed, you can search your stock for up to 1 character. Reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your stock. So effectively, you are paying 1 and ditching a card to get a card to hand from somewhere.
Yep.
So I think that's fine. Auto, pay 1, put top card of your deck into your clock on play, choose level 1 or lower, traded character and waiting and return it to hand. I like it.
I think it's cool.
I don't know if it ever gets played, but I like it, and I like that it's a profile that I want this in I want this to be real.
The stock search
Uh,
effect is Memcho Oshinoko, and I
Yep.
figured that Salvage Riki just on top of that would be a very nice combination.
Honestly, you could probably
Interestingly,
make some.
Gura's limited to 2. You put one of this in your deck
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure you don't bury your finishers now,
Yep. You
which
get
is like
efficient.
a interesting insurance policy.
Yeah.
I was thinking you could probably even buff this because pure. Actually, hold on. I don't want to lie to you. Pure base Krista is 500 power, K1 clock self on played from hand. Choose a level 1 or lower character in waiting room and return it to hand. So for the same 500 power, you could be either choose traded character and return it to hand, or level 1 or lower character. So you could do either way. You could do choose traded character or choose level 1 or lower to do it. They're
Right,
both
but this
500.
yeah, but this other card already has math on it. So I think the power is fine.
Yeah, I'm saying I know from Ruby that the second effect on this card is 500 power. I know from Attack on Titan that the same effect, but with being level restricted, is also 500 power. So, like you could do either or, depending on which one you need more flexibility for. I'm just saying you could be less, you could be potentially differently strict about it. Not less strict, but differently strict.
Well, every Hololive character is traded Hololive,
Yeah.
so it's like
Having it trade restricted is
it's
just
like
superior
why would
option
you
for them.
change this to level 1 or lower?
Oh no, just putting it out there.
Wait, I ain't building custom standard, not with this set.
Yeah, bro.
Whatever, just let me have my idea.
Alright, Blank, you're up.
Yeah. Firstly, I love Fauna. Secondly,
Man.
this is a drop salvage coin flip, which is like pretty sick. And then what's
Oh,
the promise trait is also council in all zones
Yep,
because that like backtracks with some of his other VTuber stuff.
yep.
Yeah.
you know
A-
what?
S for Ceres Fauna. Even though Ceres starts with a C.
C for Saris Fauna. I want to give this a straight B or B minus. I think the problem with this card, which is really unfortunate, is Rene already exists.
And Choco already
You ain't
exists.
gotta tell me, brother.
So why would
Rene
you
is like
like this is a coin flip that can probably hit more often than Rene will, but also like Rene has a better salvage effect. But then again, this card also sits bigger. So like the reason you play Choco and standby is for the mill
mill
3,
three.
not because of the drop salvage.
Mm-hmm.
So like the reason you'd play this card is if you want a green plusing 0, you could play this. It's not bad, but like, how do I evaluate this?
Rene's 2 cards in set 2 actually also made Fauna's only good card completely irrelevant. So I'm not surprised that Rene is also making this card like less relevant as well. Like,
That's unfair.
dude, so her level 0 is like, okay, well I can always get a level 0 for the cost of discard 1. Or if you really want to be cheeky and do the summon thing, her red level 1 summons a cost 0 instead of a level 0 like the Fauna from the premium booster.
I'll play
So
that.
there's no reason to play that Fauna from the premium booster ever.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad because that's her best card.
Yeah.
Lord help us all.
It's really frustrating. Like I'm trying to think of other coin flip profiles that I play in other decks, like the Neon Cat or like the Ghost Clown. Like those cards are great because they're great on turn 1 and they scale through your like turn 2, turn 3 potentially. This card is better than that because even though it doesn't sync one of your opponent's characters, it can incidentally throughout the rest of the game just be a drop salvage. It's also a green, which is a color that isn't hard to fix, but being able to incidentally do it is convenient. I don't know. It's probably around a B. It's like a B or B minus or B plus, depending on who you ask. But yeah, I'm in the boat with you. I want them to print this.
I just want him to print
I
it because
think
it has
the
Fauna on it.
Yeah, we need more Fauna cards. I hate that it competes with Rene because, like, I already love Rene, but if you were trying to play a more green-focused Hololive deck, you could 100% play this.
And this set in and of itself definitely is interested in some green decks.
You know where else you might play this? Because I know we haven't seen any bag cards yet,
Yeah.
but this would be another way for you to recur paying hot stock over the course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a lot of bags stuck in your stock, you could potentially pay them out with this and trade them for other things.
And that
You know
deck's
what? I think
experience.
I'm
I trust JB. He printed K bag support in this set too.
All right then.
I think the Rurica that we saw is the bag support in this set.
I mean, it like literally is. It's like you had to put a trait restriction on it because it's not trigger locked technically, but
Yeah. So,
yeah.
so funny enough, it was actually just that I put 2 colors on it. If I'd left it the 1 color, it would have been like equivalent-ish. Math is fun. All right, Fauna card head. Let's talk about Ow again. This is Honey to a Fly, Hiyadoshi Ow. This card can't side attack, and when she's placed on stage, choose a VTuber Hololive character in your level and a VTuber Hololive character in your waiting room, and flip them. 3K traded level swap. There's a world where you like. I know that when I have built and wanted level swap in Hololive, I would just find a way to jam the Ayame because the Ayame Zero is also just really good. I knew that Regloss needed one, and I was like, why not let it be just a big blessing zero? I don't see a problem with that. And the fact that both sides are trait restricted, this was before I knew that Blue Archive had that drop search. So I just kind of guessed that this would be okay, and then Bushi went and proved me right, so...
All right.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say on this. I'm sure it's fine.
It's a 3K.
Alright. Let's get out of the plusing zeros and the zeros in general. So our next one's a level 1.
Yo.
Alright, so all your other VTuber Hololive characters get 500 power. Oh, I should say the name of the card. This is Spin the Wheel, Jufute Rodden. It's a 1/0 green character. All your other VTuber Hololive characters get 500 power. Auto, when this card is placed on stage from hand. Perform the following action 2 times. Look at the top card of your deck, put it into your waiting room, or leave it on top. And then it is okay, so it's a repeatable brainstorm. Pay 1, flip over the top 4 cards of your deck, put them in the waiting room. For each climax, perform draw 2, ditch 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perform draw 2, ditch 2. Huh.
Let's go gambling. Oh, dang it.
Did this get inspiration from the brainstorm in the Sunshine Isekai Yohane? That one.
Yes.
Because they have a brainstorm that is, for every climax you hit, perform the following action. Draw 3, discard 2.
So here's what happened, is that I saw that card, and I was like, I want to fuck around with this. I also have the document on Brainstorm Math, which, I mean, I had the Cosmo Brainstorm effect wrong on it, but draw 2, pitch 1 is 2K, and I know that you can make a Brainstorm spammable by making them discard, so it's like, well, you can just put these 2 together, and now you have a draw 2, ditch 2 spammable Brainstorm. And it costs like 2K.
I don't even know how good this is. Like, it's cool, and I think it is good. But I don't know how good.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm gonna do this. I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah, this card is goofy. Man, that's kind of the intention.
I'm gonna be about on the same page as you, I think. I like that this card has the first 2 effects are like from the Lloyd JC in Spy Family, so I know that those are both like pretty normal effects. Crazy idea. What if this was 500 power, but it had a soul trigger?
I considered it. I didn't do it, but I considered it.
I don't know, because it would give Gura another option besides Iroha, you know.
Why do you want? Why? Stop.
I don't know.
You want that? Please, dear God, stop. Please stop doing this to me. I feel like you guys came on here to just torture me about Gura. Like, he made this entire set to just be like, hey, yo, you died from 1 Gura from 2-2 at a regional.
If this card was in Gura, you would 100% play 4 of it, not because of the brainstorm effect, but because you could on-play, look at top and header, send it to the waiting room, or leave it.
Yeah.
So you could confirm the top card.
Saying, bro.
Yeah, no, this is not getting a fucking soul trigger. Like, here's the honest truth, right? Like, most of the cards in this set, right, are, you know, fucking insane. Regloss is the one group that I legitimately went in and, like, I made, like, actual balance shit for them. Because I was like, if nothing else, I want them to be playable. The Kanade sure is one exception. The rest of this, even with the Conde, if that was just Regloss characters, like
I guess.
You'd probably
listen,
be fine, to be honest.
We fucking roasted you for the Canada. Like I got roasted for the fucking malt shop. Okay,
oh
like
yeah, it's deserved.
we didn't think that it would be that good, and now it's like, oh, it might be okay. It's like, nah, you fucking can't give all your characters Musashi. What are you thinking?
The
Like
best.
Mall Chops just cancel burn one, but it has a finisher with multiple instances of damage already.
Yeah, and the main difference
Yeah.
being that card was like this card was like in the first 5 of this review, whereas Malt Shop was a tail end chaser to swallow with the rest of blue. This was like immediately in your face. By the way, for the rest of your set review, consider the following: this breaks everything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the regloss finisher, but if you put it down to regloss, like the card's probably actually good
I think that makes
and like not.
that would make the regloss finisher like I don't know. When I posted it in the customs before, it was graded as kind of like a why would you do this? Like it was they call it an A card. So we'll see. All right.
I'm scared.
Behold, a woman of culture, Chiefute Raden.
When
For the uninitiated, Raden, when she debuted, the things that were popularized about her by her debut were that she smokes, she drinks, and she gambles.
Okay,
Sense.
checks out.
Also, her big thing is like art history. She was like an art major, knows a shit ton. She is like stupid smart and educated when it comes to like art history stuff. And as time has gone on, the vices have cut down, and the like culture has just gotten like more and more significant. So she's also just cute as hell. Look at her. Oh my god. All right, so this is a 2K level 1 with a soul trigger. She gets 1K for each of your other regloss characters.
Right.
And on attack, with the bag in your climax area, 2 other VTuber Hololive characters, and experience 3, you can pay 1 search your deck for the 1 copy of the event and 1 copy of a traded character.
Man, they really want Gura switching to green, huh? This sit's
Yeah,
bigger
they
than
really...
Actually, no. Wait, because the power condition's regloss only. So
Uh-huh.
maybe this is fine, actually.
Yep.
I would still play it in Gura. I would use it to grab the event and a card that can bond to the event, so I have them to pull them out of my deck. On my level 2
Shit,
turn.
brother.
I would just clutch 3. We literally said this last time. I would clutch 3 of the regloss event, and then on my level 2 turn, I just play all 3 of them, pull 3 cards out of my deck that aren't soul triggers, and then slam Guras.
Or you can use the event
That is funny, but and this card has a soul trigger, but like I don't know. The back row stuff you're playing is probably not regloss in Gura, at least.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Oh, but if the Brainstormer had a soul trigger...
Okay, but we're
oh.
not doing that, remember? We're not doing that.
I know.
But I guess with even if you just tri-field this, they're like 5K, which is like not anything crazy.
Yeah. This one gets...
It's just a card.
They sit like Cali-ish on as long as you have like a full front lane of this specifically, and they can get bigger if you have back row for it. Because these cans sit like statically like...
I do also like that it's a pay 1. You would probably think that's pathetic. You would never want to do that, but the fact is, you're playing bag.
Yeah.
I have not seen a bag support yet. This would be one way that you could
the Rurika
help pay out those climaxes.
It like pays out bag, and then like you get 2 cards because like bag is a trigger that doesn't inherently plus you hand.
Yeah.
Like you have the resonator, which helps, of course, but like this is just like a good synergistic card with its own trigger, and from what I understand, the finisher is also on bag. So if you're playing like 8 bag regloss, like this seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I like it as much as Puck. I think for spicy bag stuff, that's gonna have to be your baseline. I don't think it's bad. I think that's been a little bit spoiled, I guess, by ReZero.
The other thing is this turns into a pay 1 search 1 if you're out of events in your deck.
It does. Which is the downside of the Bang Dream card I got this combo off of.
Well,
except that it messed around with the conditions quite a bit. I believe that one is pay one on reverse or something like that, and it
is
grabs
it?
a music character and a named event. I don't know which character it is.
It's not Christmas costume, is it?
No, it definitely doesn't sound like it. I feel like it was like in set one Bang Dream.
Well, Christmas costume is in set one.
Does she
That's
also
why I'm asking.
is she also grab where is she grab warehouse and grab traded like music character?
Uh, maybe. Hold on, I'm checking right
I,
now.
I
Why
don't
are there so many
100%
zeros?
remember, but I do know that
Oh no, you on
we
attack, you
never
just
got
get
the
the
event.
warehouse from your waiting room.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, there might be other things. I don't know.
there's like a JP promo that English will never get because it's like search for it's like discard two, you search for a combo, and you search for the event.
Oh,
That
that's fun.
card's really cool.
I was just trying to
And,
figure out how to evaluate this. I think that it's probably. I don't know if I play this, but it is a cool bag payoff card.
and I think
Um,
this card is cool.
experience 3 really.
Yeah.
Their
Because you
whole
put
thing is
so
experience
there's a specific
and
Yeah, I
level
bag
know.
three
trading.
target that you want in with kind of like the Rudius or the Scooby, where it's like you want that specific name in there. You have level fixing a couple of different ways because you can either do the Ayame or you have native clock and level fixing in Reglass specifically. So that's
Yeah, I
usually not an
guess.
issue. And yeah,
I don't know.
if
I think I would like this more if it was experience 2, but I think it's fine.
Dude, nobody
no
like
one
what
plays
what
that.
are we playing that's level 2 around here with this?
Nothing in
I
this set.
don't
I tell
know.
you
I'm
what.
just saying.
It's just like it's the same thing
Yeah, it's just a single
practically.
character. Either way, it's just a single character. All right,
All right.
more Gloss. Just the fact that she looks so like cool in this art, and then like you watch one of her streams, and this is just not the vibe she has at all. It's beautiful, but it is like
Beautiful, beautiful.
odd flavor for what her character is supposed to be, because she's supposed to be this like delinquent, and this is her being
Okay.
a delinquent.
If you have experience 3 or higher, and you have another character, it gets 3,500 power and pay 1 twin drive. So if you have experience 3 or higher, you have another character, it's 6/5 cross turn with twin drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow. Wow.
But wait,
Alright.
there's more.
When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock into the waiting room, put that character in your opponent's clock. Wow. That's pretty good. Oh, and card that you can use to pay out your bags.
And
And
get
trigger
more in.
more.
Yeah, get more in for
Yeah.
your stock compression. Because you can
Back,
always
back.
look into your stock and double check what you top decked. Can you just play the owl without the
I
combo?
know people tend to really like these, particularly at higher levels. I don't know how good this would be at level 1, but the fact that it's 6/5 cross turn. Oh, and the second skill is compulsory. So if your opponent tries to swing into this and chump you, you get to just clock shoot their character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Man,
you get to hard remove anything that this kills. I think that's
and
really cool.
this
I'm gonna give
thing's
this a B+.
really big.
Yeah.
This thing's
Yeah.
big. And twin
Yeah.
drive. Like what's so there's a Himeno in Chainsaw Man
Mm.
that's like I think it's if you have Easy Revenge in your memory,
Yep.
it swings at like 8k or something.
Yep.
And then it has this stock kick effect. And I guess like this is smaller, but you have the twin drive. But I still think it's like good.
I think it's
I
great.
don't know if it would see play in like this in particular because like
Oh my
Oh, I
god.
100% think it would.
twin drive with bag is like
Boys.
you're gambling to not trigger more bags basically.
Boys, I have
Oh,
But
yeah.
I guess
apology to make.
you have K. You do have K, I guess. You have like fake K.
I need to add a card to the set review.
I'm gonna
You
give
know
this
what?
one a pretty big rating here. I'm gonna give this one a Bushi, please.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. This is something I was thinking about a little bit ago while I was drinking my soda. You know, we took a second to take a break, take a bathroom break, and get refreshments. But you have to remember what set we're reviewing. We're not just reviewing. What is this called? Hololive No Patience. We're we're reviewing these cards in the context of Hololive. Like, this card clearly reads like a bagged support card, right? But you know what this card also does? It makes it so that your Okayu and Fubukis um, incidentally have twin driving third lanes,
Oh
so you
yeah.
can trigger bar more frequently and loop those combos more easily. You could argue that you'd probably still want to play the Fubuki bar support in those decks, or like maybe the Sora or the Reine. But this is incidentally another green level 1 that is basically always going to win its lane. And like if you're playing Fubuki, that's probably what you're going to be playing to anyways. You're going to be trying to play to win and crack over board. And this kind of goes to support that. Like we've talked about it in the Scooby Doo video, but there's a ton of cards in this current metagame that are like on death Ricky's, on death Fukazero, um, cards that go to memory. If your opponent like just does a bunch of shit and says, "Okay, now I've got all these memory cards. Haha, your turn," and you just go to level 1, you can just slam this down and start hard removing their stuff, and they don't get any of their effects. Like all those cheeky cards in Guilty Gear that need to go to memory, nope, those don't get to go to memory. Saikano, Adventure Time, nope. Any of the Gen 5 stuff like the Lammy, nope, that card goes to their clock now. I don't know that this card's like busted or anything, but there's enough implications of this card within the greater context of Hololive that I think it's worth giving this a shot. I don't know if it's as good as just playing 4 of the Regloss event, but I think it's cool. The other thing is that if you wanted to just forego a level 1 combo, you could also say, okay, this card is going to be 6/5 cross turn. It has twin drive, so it can generate you stock, and it has on reverse. The character facing it goes to their clock. Like, those are all effects that you might put on a level 1 combo in Hololive anyway. Like, if you're playing a level 0 combo or a level 2 combo with this just might be enough to get you through level 1, honestly.
That was part of the idea.
So,
Man, I don't know the math on like effects like this well enough, but I know that Himeno was only on turn power, but I guess like the condition's easier than Experience 3, but Experience 3 is also like free in the modern game.
Yeah, so I know I'm real. This Hajime is probably actually 500 power under spec of all things. The Himeno uses 1k power to give itself 3500 power and the clock shoot effect, and gets there by making it during your turn and having easy revenge in memory. The thing is, both of those conditions are 2 times multiplier conditions. The former, wherever you can find it, and the latter, at least for sure, on level 1 characters. That means the clock shoot effect is actually only 500 power, which tracks with the similar cost for the stock shoot effect that we find elsewhere. Hajime's experience condition stuff is 1500 power, using the traded character and experience requirements to get to a 3x multiplier for the 3500 power and twin drive. So this should actually be a 3500 power base, meaning this Hajime is 7k if you meet the condition. So if I do go back and adjust cards in this set, I'll probably take the another character part off her experience condition and tinker with the power value some, because Blank is about to take some issue with how efficient this card is.
So this card is just like way better than the Fauna that's coming in the summer booster, because this card sits at the same power line and just has an extra effect on it and also has twin drive.
Alright, so I forgot a card, and I was like, why haven't they yelled at me for this? And it's because I didn't put it in the fucking set review. So,
oh,
we need to talk about this.
Shoutouts to Thomas. I'll read this one.
oh, Bay, that's cool.
If you are level 2 or higher, this card gets following ability. Pay 1, discard 1, sack this. Choose one up to one of the 3/2 irises we're about to look at, I think.
Yep.
And put it in the stage slot this was in. And then
Right, so
this is a saver.
It's a saver for
Is this a saver?
promise trait.
Promise. Oh lord, I can only imagine what this iris is going to do. That I want to save it.
You don't want to save the
should
level
we
of
read
the
it
iris,
first, or?
We should talk about the iris as well, because it goes together.
All right.
When this card is placed on stage from hand, you look at 3, put them top of your deck in any order, and then you bounce one of your opponent's characters. And then the climax combo is pay 3, sack the climax. This card gets 3k, and then put 5 cards from top of your deck in a waiting room and perform the following action X times. Deal 1 damage. Oh no. Uh, and this comes out at level 2. You burn 1 for each soul trigger. Let me finish reading the thing. But this comes out at level 2, and you get to look. So you just look at 3. It's like, oh, I've got 3 soul triggers. I'll just do it now. Or it's like, oh, I've got 2 non-soul triggers. I'll attack my other lanes first.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck did you do?
Do y'all remember Goblin Slayer? Do y'all remember the Throwing Stones Dwarf Shaman?
Yeah, I do. Do you remember how much that cost?
Well, actually, no,
And,
I don't
like,
off the top
I
of my
know.
head. Remind us.
It's
what's
like
the
pay
cost of
4,
that?
discard 1 or something insane.
I know that's not true because I stole the text from it, so it can't be that.
Oh, also the Fauna does only sit at 6/5. You lied to me.
Oh well.
All right, here we go. We're gonna fact check this stuff right
Yeah.
now. Then
Let's go find Goblin Slayer, because Goblin Slayers was like crazy expensive despite being on shot.
it's a straight pay 4 on attack if you have the. I guess this is a choice.
No, it's a
Gain
shot.
3k.
It's 8 shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then you do. So instead of it being pay 3, sack the climax, it's just a straight pay 4.
Yep. So it's worse.
And you could free summon it with the
Yes.
other level 3.
Yep.
And in this case, you can early play it by free summoning off of the pay.
Yep.
I don't know. I still think pay 3. So on the one hand, pay 3 sack the climax means you do only get to do this in one lane. But like, it's pay 3. You generate that stock from your attacks.
So like technically it's pay 4 if you want to do it at 2, right? Because you have to play the Bay. And you have to discard, like, technically twice, and this card doesn't refund itself. But, like, you're in Hololive. Like, does it matter? Not really.
Probably not.
I mean, I think the biggest thing here is that you can early play this. Like,
oh, yeah. If this was at level 3, I'd be like, yeah, sure. This is perfectly fine.
Yeah. And even if this was at level 3 and it was pay 3 ditch character and you didn't even need to sack the climax, I still think it would be fine. The fact that you... Okay, you know what? Hold on, though. Does the Bay early play this from hand?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. So you never whip on the top check 3. Holy shit, this card's so insane. I mean, like, look, in a vacuum, card isn't that crazy. Problem is, you can early play this, and you never whiff the first effect. So whenever you want to, you choose one of your opponent's characters, you bounce it to their hand, and you always choose the lane this card's in. So even if they cancel your 4 damage swing, well, technically it's 3 damage because you're fucking god. Okay, so actually, it's not even a 4 soul swing. It's only a 3 soul swing because you're sacking the climax on attack. So you're
Which
not
also
even
has,
overswinging.
like, modularity to it.
Yep.
Correct. And then even if they cancel, you're still pinging them 1, potentially 3 to 5 times, right? And because you're bouncing the character this faces, you can't money counter it, and you can't tap counter it. So
Well,
like,
you can't money counter it anyway because all the stuff happens beforehand.
Yeah.
Like,
sure, whatever.
You could cancel the attack, I guess, but
the point is like that none of that counter shit would actually work even if it did. And that's all at level 2. So the other thing you can do is you could decide, I've already got all these soul triggers in my deck that this is playing to. I could just squeeze in 2 Guras. I could just squeeze in 2 Marines. I could just squeeze in 2 Akiros and last shot my opponent at level 3. Squeeze in
you would want
2
the
of the
Gura.
plus,
You would want the Gura because this is on a bar, so its climax isn't giving it triggers. So like you're playing like Mume, Iris,
I guess.
Gura, probably.
Yeah, you could play Mume with this. You could play Ruscio with this.
I think
Like the
this
fact
into
that
like
this,
Marine is like pretty sick actually.
yeah, like the fact that this comes out at level 2 for no investment means you can just play whatever other top end you want. Like I get that other things in Hololive are already doing that. Like Sora's already doing that, and like there's like in standby you can technically do that as well. But like this is just this wins you a this is bouncing a lane and it's dealing 3 to 5 ping ones with no interaction. Yikes. I mean, like, let's be real. If Hololive had, fuck it, you would play this card raw in Kanatagura because of the first effect, because it would confirm two of your Guras like effects. Yeah, this card is insane.
I think this card
Um,
would never get printed, but if it did, I'm actually not sure that it would get banned.
I think
Because
it would in
just
Hololive for
just
sure.
just because Hololive has way too many other shit that could get banned first. Like this card would take forever to get banned potentially.
I don't know. I
I think
think
But
this. I don't think so. I think this card, because it sets Gura up, like 1 year Gura is guaranteed. I think that card is on the choice restriction list with Gura immediately.
actually no, because freaking Marine, dude. Because this, yeah, it's like kind of a little expensive because you got to do it's like 4 in ditch 2, but then it's like you have Marine, and then if you have the Bay in the back row and you sack a Promise character with Marine, you can save the thing and do another Marine with the same sack. Actually,
Wow.
that all maths out to about the same actually because you just sack the Bay instead. But
Yeah.
like such
Maybe
the
I'm
on
the.
play effect of Marine is so like centralizing to you can do whatever else you want in a Weiss deck. In Hololive, and if you have
Yeah.
Marine top end, you have a chance, no matter how bad your game is going, to kill your opponent. Because yeah, it's only a burn 2, but it is the most consistent burn, like tri-field burn 2 of like ever. And then you play this in front of it in your good games, you slam this, and your opponent is like pushing 3 for sure at
Oh, yeah.
least.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's if
Absolutely.
and that's like if you're ahead. This actually no, you're right. This card would get banned. This card would get fucking banned.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, oh
So
hey, you just incidentally played this with your Marine to bounce your opponent Shauna anti-burn also, and then slam your Marines, and you know your trigger
Yeah!
information.
Let's go, Shadow Counter!
does Hololive have a bounce bonus character? Oh yeah, I guess
Flare.
they have the Watsume.
Flare.
They have plenty of bounce,
Level 0.
Okay.
probably.
Flare. It's like a
They
drop
have
salvage
yeah,
on
they have a
top
level
of it.
0. It's a
Okay.
drop salvage and a pay 2 bounce.
People have already started
Okay.
putting it in lists.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
because they have to
Alright,
Practice.
so JP, when you edit this, I need you to like do the thing you do with the red Pikmin and have this like have the flames around it and shit, because while we were talking about this Iris, I went back to look at the Bay and I realized the Bay also has a
has a
soul
soul
trigger
trigger.
on it.
Are you fucking joking? I'm gonna. Okay. Okay.
Because
Alright.
I did not go hard enough on locking it out of Gura decks, because Gura will literally play like burning garbage
Yeah.
that kills you if you breathe in the same room if it has a soul trigger on it. So, my bad. But,
Dude.
Spirit Field.
I mean, the problem is
get-
like this card's
Wait.
probably just a straight B plus, but in the context of, and like yeah, it's a soul trigger, but Gura wouldn't play this card because it doesn't do anything with them. It only helps promise characters, right? But in the context of
If you actually
being the
just
early
put
play
the
condition
two
for
of them
Iris,
together. Yeah.
yeah, fucking no, never. Excuse you.
It's like I think this card could get printed, but it would never be allowed to early play.
I think you could make it be the early play thing, but you definitely wouldn't be able to give it the soul trigger because there has to be some downside to you playing it in your deck. Like Even if you're just playing
Oh,
two of
I'm
this
talking
card.
about the iris. I'm not even talking about the bay. I think the iris could get
Oh.
printed, but you would never be able to early play it.
Yeah. Or like if you did, it would be like a card from like 2029. You know, like it would be like 5 years after it was relevant.
Well, you gotta understand, like, Weiss, because it's only 28 damage and that never changes, power creep can only go so far. Like, I think they realized that and started toning back sets. Like, Blue Archive didn't have anything, like, super turbo kill you from 2, and, like, Freerin definitely didn't. Like, Freerin's got a rare combo that's freaking on attack burn 1 on a door. I'm hoping they're starting to scale things back to where it's like it's not just these nut and if even if your opponent's at 1-3 your opponent dies. Like Nay's record from what I understand was it killed somebody from level 1-3 clock.
Yeah,
Which
I
one is
mean
May?
the
Nay
Blizzard
is
banks.
burn 4 shuffle 3 burn 4 for pay 1 discard 1.
Wow.
You need to hit soul triggers off the top of your deck, but they had a level 1 pants combo with a soul trigger, so both the climax and the level 1 had a soul trigger. They also had an event that could, like, you look at your top 6, you take whatever cards you want and put them in a waiting room and leave the rest on top, so you set your first nay like immediately.
What the fuck?
So that card is now you can only play one of it. Like Gura's at 2 in both formats, you can play one nay. That's it.
Kind of crazy.
The funniest part is it heals to bottom deck, so you just like clock a soul trigger for the turn,
Oh my god.
and then you would heal it to bottom of deck. So if you ever milled through your entire thing, you'd guarantee a soul trigger. And then they had a 2/1 that would give all of your nay choices a soul trigger because it was on choice. So it's like, oh, that doesn't have a soul trigger. And then they printed a card with a soul trigger that gave nay's choice a soul trigger. And I'm like, I hate everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a custom set code.
It
Dude, Puzzles and
is.
Dragons looks like a custom set.
Yeah, I should go back and fix Arknights too. Unrelated, but yeah.
Anyway, I think that Blank, you didn't rate the Bay early play. I think that I think having an early play with the Ein's early play with the Saber effect, I think that's fine. I could do without the Soul Trigger, but I think it's like fine. The card that it has to be able to early play can't be this good though. Like maybe this lets you play the Iris promo as your early play.
No, I'm thinking what I'd probably do
Iris
is
Promo
actually
already
just
really plays.
so like
No.
you know how you have the cards that like trigger on like climax trigger specifically, like you've got the ones that like hit pants, hit choice specifically. I think what I'd want to do is just make this instead of soul triggers or something. Like it wouldn't be stone thrower combo, it'd be one of those like ones that hits on climax triggers. But it's like gives you it can hit on bar or pants just so you can play it in either like whatever built combination of promise that you want out of it, except for the Sana, I guess, because the one combo that Sana gets
Well,
in
you
my
don't have
property
to.
isn't. But no,
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
no, I don't want to. That's the thing. I want a card that is playable in both, but I also want it to do something kind of like this. It just needs to do it in a way that like isn't playable with Gura. I need to find a way to make it not playable and good with Gura, because that's all I actually wanted out of it. Once I figured that out,
you don't have to reinvent the wheel on this. Like you could just make it like when climax is triggered, discard climax to draw a card or like salvage a character. Like that profile already exists. But the problem is, to your point, Gura would also like to play that card.
So I want to change the Iris combo to leave the Bay as it is. And make it something that is actually like playable as an early play card.
Yeah, it's hard to do anything with soul triggers in Hololive anymore because A, Gura exists, and B, they put costless soul triggers on everything. Like, you just jam 4 Ina into this easy. You jam 4 the Bay, and like 4... You play all the Cali shit we looked at earlier.
Yep.
Like, you're definitely hitting 5 ping ones on this.
Yep.
Because you just clock the Cali, you check you add a level 1 or higher card, and it's like, oh well, now all my events and this. Because Myth's thing was soul triggers. Promise didn't have all this stuff with the soul triggers, so this is just like
Yeah, Promise didn't have a like defining feature. Period.
Don't get me started on. They got all the girls had combos except for Crony,
Except for Crony
and then
and Iris.
well at the time they weren't Promise, so like technically,
Yeah, they hadn't
yeah,
folded them in yet because they hadn't figured out that with Sana gone they could just make them another 5 generation. And now new fans come up and are like, "What's Council?" And I shiver in my spine.
it's okay. Anyway, like this card is, I man, the Iris actually like makes me want to make the Iris card, but just not as a early play
Yeah.
because that's like pretty cool
Oh yeah. I
to do at
love this
3.
combination of effects.
Yeah, what would it take to actually make Dwarf Shaman playable? It would probably
Literally
take this.
And also, you'd probably not make it bar. If you're playing it in a set that isn't Hololive, you put this on a card with a fucking soul trigger on it. It could be shot.
No. Hold on. You make it stock soul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stock soul pay 4.
that works.
Stock soul pay 4, and then because it says it counts the trigger icons, you can hit more than 5 even though you're only milling 5.
No, it says number of
Oh
cards
wait.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
not
fine,
that
whatever.
thick. Whatever. I know what you're talking about because I've also seen those, but no, not this one, because that would mean that you can. That would mean that you could put like it with like Amelia, and then just like, oh, I hit 5 cards. Oh, I hit like 3 of my 2 souls.
Goodbye.
You want to take 8 damage?
8 ping ones, please die.
Eight
Well, if you have
penguins.
to sack the climax, I mean, at that point, you have to do something like this card can be the only card in your. You just make it Jotaro, like weird Jotaro.
This card by itself would feel like a more like. All right.
Actually, okay. So if I'm rating this card as this card, right? Like this Iris as this Iris, like I'm gonna give it an A actually, and I'm gonna put the ban part on the bay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
Because
banned,
I
if you
guess
didn't have both, this is the fucking beautiful part of it, right? Like, if you don't have the bait,
I still think
it's fine.
I still think this card would be banned, or at least it would be choice restricted with Gura.
Oh yeah, sure. They
well,
want you
yeah,
to
but
play
like
the
fuck
top
her.
range.
Well, okay. So they would ban the bay, but like this is technically the card that's causing the ban, so we'll keep the ban here and
Yeah. And this always gets choice restricted with Gura either way. So either way, this is probably still like an A+ card.
Which is funny because Gura's limit 2. So like you have a Gura would now be limit 2 and choice restricted.
Yes.
Wow.
do they really not have this effect already?
I don't think exactly like this, like a top 3 rearrange.
Yeah, I don't think
if they did,
I don't think they have an inverse princess or anything close to it, right?
if they
They'd play
did,
it.
you would see it in every Gura list in JP, and you
Yeah.
don't. So
They just don't have.
Well, I think it's just like they overwhelm with soul triggers so much that they don't bother.
No, I think they genuinely.
So I was wondering, like,
I think they genuinely don't have it. All right, I think we've talked satisfactory enough about these cards. I knew that I need you guys to yell at me for them. And this
okay,
is partially
understood.
because this is another bank card that we're going to talk about. This is Play Dice Taco's Bells. When you use this card's backup, if your memory has 2 more Hollow Eon Promised characters, you may pay 1, search your deck for a VTuber character. Reveal to your opponent, put in your hand shuffle your deck. And she's a 2500 backup.
Huh?
how are you getting memory again?
It's in blue.
Oh, of this set, I see.
So we'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah.
All right, no, I'm evaluating it now.
If there's only one card in Promise that can go to memory,
So pay 1, send this standing card to memory, salvage your finisher.
is it the Iris? Or is it a different one?
No, it's a
It's
Nerissa.
Crony.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, this is Advent.
Yep.
Alright, hold on.
You're looking for a.
There's so many memory cards now, though. We're just spreading memory everywhere. I'm gonna make a memory Hololive and send all of my cards to memory.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because I love memory too much to be stopped. This is the price.
Is this also a promise? No, it's an Advent.
I would tell you, but I
You need to
wasn't.
look for Crony.
I
That's
w-
going to be the finish.
nope.
I don't know
You
which character it is.
there is two cards. I don't want to talk about this because I don't want to fucking have to like throw these into the review now.
Fine, fine, fine. I'll just rate this as it is.
Oh,
Package
this is
blue.
wait, hold on. This is the card that goes to memory.
There's two cards to go to memory. One of them is the one you're talking about.
Oh, I guess this is a promise, isn't it? Okay, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right. We're going to go C for cool and C for chaos.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
You know what? I think
Sure.
I'm going to give it a C plus, but I'm going to give it the no, and here's why. In theory, this like imagine you're playing. I don't know. Guilty Gear is probably a good example, right? Because Guilty Gear, you're pretty much always going to have 2 memory. If you have 2 or more memory, you get to just instantly pay 1 and search your deck for a plus. So you get to pull a clean card out of your deck.
And then it's not exactly a plus.
And this card is well, it is a plus though, because you're discarding this card for the backup effect, and then you're incidentally getting the plus off the character for pay 1.
Yeah, it's a filter. You trade the backup. Like if the
it's not a
backup saves a character on board, if the 2500 matters, it's a plus.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm saying.
you got the plus on board, but
Yeah, I'm
otherwise it's
treating
a
it as
filter.
plus. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. Like I guess you
Might
could
do
play
it for
it,
a
just pull
filter.
a clean card out of your deck and help you cancel. But
Yeah.
in theory, this is just going to be a plus all the time. So if this wasn't so basically based on the blue card that I saw, like that card is a somewhat restrictive condition. Like it's a card you can incidentally throw in your deck, but it's a deck building concession to put in your deck. So like this would be like if you were playing like Day I Became a God, right? If you were playing Day I Became a God and you needed 2 or more, or like Dreaming Girl, right? If you're playing Rascal and you needed like 2 of the specific My Level Zero in your memory, like think about this, Blank, right? Because I know how much you love Abuta. Imagine if you had 2 of the specific My Anniversaries in your memory, and you had access to this event that would let you pull a clean card out of your deck and save a lane every turn. Would you play this card?
So it's weird because Albuta needs differently named cards in memory to do their finisher. But in terms of like, would I slot memory cards specifically to play this? The answer is like, it depends on the deck.
Right. See, this is Hololive. Hololive already has tap counter and any change counter and memory kick counter. Like, do you really need to play this?
Well, this is like a promise build only, right? Like,
yeah, but I'm
the
saying
answer is it mostly depends on the memory cards. Like, if I could play this incidentally, then yes.
Yeah, but the memory card has no like requirement to it. It's just a card that can send itself to memory incidentally. It's a card you don't mind playing it for because it just punts itself to memory.
Well, you also have to remember Hololive has a million good zeros. I'm assuming the memory card's a 0.
Yeah.
But like this effect, these kinds of effects exist. But he's doing the same thing Hololive Set 1 did, which is they took a known backup profile that normally costs an additional 2 stock, and they made it 1 stock less for this memory condition. So it's like, well, does this backup make the cut? I don't know. It's possible. But I think having the option is cool.
Yeah, I guess.
So like you rated the card higher than I did. But I want it to exist and you don't.
I think it's too good. I think it's too generic to be able to pull any card out of your deck. Like at least with the 1-0 event, like I want that to be real because that at least you have to be in the
Regloss
deck to be playing. And in this, it's just like, okay, yeah, if you have the memory cards that you're slotting in, you can just really pull cards out of your deck and help you cancel. I imagine there's a deck where you're playing to compress to memory really hard, like if you're playing Gen 5, you could just be playing this card in your Gen 5 deck and just be pulling out clean cards out of your deck whenever you try to counter.
Well, I guess it's like, it depends on what the memory condition is, because this is specifically you need promise characters in memory for this to pop off. So if like the memory card has a cap of like, if you have 2 or less, you can send this card to memory, and then it's like, okay, well, you can only play this in non-memory decks because the only cards you can send to memory are the promise ones if you want to play this card.
Right.
And like I said,
I don't know.
I don't want him to like force the card in here to in editing or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But I think this card is cool. I don't even know if it would make the cut in like 8 standby or Kanata because Kanata's already on like 7 backups.
And I'm pretty
No,
sure
yeah, you're probably
it's
right.
debatable if you'd even play this in a deck that is playing more promise cards. Because
Like, what are you saving?
yeah, promise.
It's like just the iris again.
Promise remains scuffed as hell. As a promise remains scuffed
Shocker.
as hell as a whole thing. Unfortunately, at least Fauna
Oof.
got some playable cards out of it, but like, it
Finally.
very much went for like, I was just messing around with like effect like things that just sounded interesting to me, and kind of, I mean, that's really the thing for the whole set. It's just that for a lot of the other groups, that ended up being like format breaking potentially, or like like inventing entirely new axes to think about while you're playing the game. Whereas Promise was like a very eclectic collection of things trying to figure out what would I do if I was going to make them an archetype. And it was like more cards that just kind of go with whatever, because as their lore, right, they're kind of like supposed to be like sitting like above everything as like, this like not quite god level beings, but like kind of a step in between. So, super powerful guys in charge of super like high level concept shit. So it makes sense for them to kind of like splash in, but also in the same way that like for the same reason that Gen 5 has memory as its thing, they have the reason to make memory happen because of Sana. So it's like, well, that probably plays into it. And then the next thing you know, it is green and blue could be like two completely different entities in the grand scheme of things. And this bay is kind of like the one piece of green that kind of looks at the blue stuff. And even still, it's like,
The One Piece.
One Piece.
I mean,
One Piece is
real.
I mean, Bay is a snack. You could have her in One Piece.
Yeah, maybe. All right,
That was so bad.
It was. Let's.
Whenever I see Bay, I just say shout outs to Thomas. Thomas loves Bay. I love Bay because I love Thomas. Thomas is a bro.
Yeah,
All
love
right.
the guy. Dude, I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
I need him to give my Hololive cards back for the.
Oh boy, here we go.
We've only got 3 cards left. We can do this.
Yep, and
I
only
know.
one of them's a combo.
Experience: if you have another copy of this card in your level, this can early play. Auto ditch 1. When this card's placed on stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a character in your clock and return it to hand. Okay. Oh, I should say this also. This is an owl, another Hyodoshi owl. All right, this third effect. Experience act to pay 2. Rush this card. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a Regloss event or a VTuber or Hololive character. Deal X damage to your opponent, otherwise deal 1 damage to your opponent. X is the number of colors in your level. So if you hit the event or a character, you're basically burning for like 2 or 3, otherwise you're just burning for 1.
This card is such a mess. I mean, Ow is also a mess, but this card is also just such a mess.
Why does this need to early?
It doesn't. Yeah. So this card has gone through like 7 bajillion different versions. The current version doesn't need you to early play this at all. So that part doesn't really need to exist. It came down to like I wanted a level 3 that you would want in your level that was green because it synergized with things that you want to be doing in reclass anyway. And so I knew that Al was going to get this card. It was just a matter of what to put on it. And I think I just ended up getting too cute with looking around for weird shit to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it ends up being...
I mean, this card has... Oh, go ahead.
I don't know where I was going. You have a thought.
This card has Olimar Syndrome, is what I'm coining it. It's when a custom set card could be like a 3 cost with 3 soul and have 500 power, and it would still be played. Like this card could be 0 power. You could just play it wherever you need it to, and then just main phase burn your opponent for very low cost. Like, think about this for a second, right? Do I have Guilty Gear pulled up? Oh, I don't have Guilty Gear pulled up, but I will pull it up because I need to discuss. Yeah, I just like this is the level of power we're talking about, right? The Testament, you have to pay to, itch to, rest it, and put a character from your memory to waiting room. And that is deal 1 damage to your opponent 2 times. Now, that's on a level 2, so you could justify that being a higher cost than normal. So, like, this being on a level 3 means that the level 3 effect is technically to pay 2, rest it. And you're
No,
not burning one
because
twice, you're just burning X.
yeah, it's not the level 3 effect because this was actually based off a Quince card that also has on-play heal on it.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a
It's
Nino
the
that
Ichika.
Oh, is it Ichika? I thought it was a Nino.
Ichika's the one that changes into. Because, like, from my understanding, this is the Ichika. The Ichika itself, as far as I'm aware, does not actually have heal on it. But it has the change effect, and then it changes into the Dino after it rests itself and does damage. And then you play this down, and then the card you play down heals because it's your Nino finisher.
That's cool.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But
I don't
like
think
that,
it's bad.
I don't think
like,
the Ichika has a level 3 effect.
Because I'm also thinking of it's a Miku or a Nino. I know it's a blue card. But maybe this is also the trap that I fell into. I was making this card, and that's why I was having so much fucking trouble finding the thing. I don't remember anymore. It's Quince.
I think this card. Oh my god, dude! Imagine this with the Iris. You summon the Iris. You You do your top check 3, and then it's like, oh, well, I early played this because my level 0 bombs sets my,
Conditions of
my early play condition for free, and then I play this. Not only do I heal the hand, which could be another copy of this, so you could use it the next turn as well. So you could do 2 the next turn if you have like a crazy amount of stock, and then you Iris them on top of burning them for like 2. That would be nuts. That'd be absolutely insane.
That's also a lot of
yeah.
stuff.
I'm just trying to think of context of the old Hololive cards. Like, would you play this in 8 standby? Sometimes you just play that Luna that has 3 soul because it heals to hand, and it just is big. This card also heals to hand. Now it's a card you'd probably want to play 3 or 4 of, but it is green, which plays into your Lunas. It's another card that you can pay to rest. In standby, you don't care about the amount of stock, really.
You could also put this in Kanata.
Yep, you could put
like
it in Kanata.
if you snowball with Kanata really hard, you could use this and like the helmet to recycle this.
Oh fuck. Oh my god. You could do Kanata at 2-0. Like triple it, get 6 stock, and then on your next turn, if you didn't go to level 3, you could helmet for this, play it, pay 2, rest, do the burn X, brainstorm with your whatever brainstorm. Get the helmet back, overplay the helmet over this, ditch 1, sack the helmet, get this back, hard play it again, and then burn them again.
And you guys are specifically just hard looping it for the heal to hand effect.
No, hard looping it for the heal to hand and the burn.
The burn.
So like yes, it costs 4 stock
you're
total to do that.
Multiple times. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but Kanata gets you 7 stock if you triple it.
Oh wait, is there a? I'm vaguely remembering. Is there a card in Hololive that lets you stand a rested character because it pairs with the Peon Brainstorm?
The Aqua that's main phase restand. If you have
Yes.
1 or less cards in
Is it Gen 2 locked or can it stand this?
Oh, it could stand this.
Oh
my
god.
And this heals to make the condition better. More easy to hit. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, how left hand have this? Alright, cool. I need to figure out what to do with this card, but fuck.
Yeah, it's like this card's really cool, and then you think about it a little more, and you realize that you don't need to recycle this card. You need to recycle the Aqua that keeps standing it up.
Which is so much easier to do.
So it's 2 less stock. It's so much easier to do because it's 2 less stock.
Oh god. Wait, hold on. Is that... I'm gonna have to remember. I remember I was running that because I was in a deck with a Xion Brainstorm. I was like, I just want this. No, I was running it in my fucking standby build that I did, not the one that I won locals with. because it was also I wasn't playing like yellow cards. I was actively avoiding yellow cards, and so it was like extra
It's
filter. It's a
it's the
TD
trial
Aqua,
deck
yeah.
Aqua card. During your main phase, when this card is placed on stage from hand, look at top card of deck, put it on top or bottom. If your clock has one or less cards, choose one of your Hololive characters and stand it. So
There's no way that this synergizes also to hit this card's top check. There's no way that that's just
yeah,
incidental. I
yeah, it
can't
is.
believe this, JB. You printed a perfect card to
Oh, I
You know
partner
what's
with
did.
that aqua.
you know what the best
That's
part of that blank
incredible.
is? The second effect is on play reveal top. If it's a character, you can add it to hand and ditch
This
one.
one, yeah.
So you can incidentally sequence them to get the card on top that you actually care about.
This also synergizes with the iris as well.
Yep, that Aqua's just such
So
a
you
pretty
do
card.
you do the iris and then you like do all the effects on the aqua. Or no, you do the burn and then you do all the effects on the aqua. And then you restand this card, you do it again, and you moved non-soul triggers out of the way for your iris combo.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Even oh my yeah, even like in
The other thing
outside
you
of the
could do is you
Hololive
could play the Iris
context,
first and then do the reveal top to get the non-soul triggers out of the way with the Aqua.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
even in a non Hololive context, those three profiles together are broken. Oh man,
Yep.
that's
So
hilarious.
yeah, no, if this was printed, it would be banned, and they can't print it because the Aqua already exists, and like you would have to be at a very specific profile. Like it'd have to be like 2-0 or 2-1 or like 3-0 or 3-1. But if you were like Blank said, you could just loop the Aqua over and over again and just keep paying 2 burning X
That's incredible,
without a climax combo, by the way.
man. I
Um,
love Hololive. This shit's fucking nuts. It's just
this is the kind of thing that I mean, look, you're getting jump scared by Aqua, but this is like this is exactly why you need like QC on your custom
no,
sets, right?
it's not,
Everybody should
yeah.
be doing this.
This isn't even a jump scare. I know that card exists. I just did not like put two to two together on actually like doing this
Yeah.
multiple times. That is.
I mean, yeah, I didn't think
beautiful.
about all the data line shit that I put in Scooby Doo until Blank was like, this is just damage cry for 3, and I was like, no, it's not. It's like, it kind of is.
Yeah, we got there with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
God, I kind of want
Uh,
to see that interaction now. I'm gonna have to open up my fucking sim program and just see what that does to
yeah.
the
Man,
Amelia bot.
This is exactly
I
why
mean, I
all
know
is
I'm.
such a balance right now.
It's like I know I'm get some flack for like being overly picky on like, are we sure we want to do this kind of like effects? But like, I feel like it also helps me point out like interaction mistakes,
Oh
like
yeah,
things that just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
So at least there's some benefit to me being a stickler about custom shit.
And this is the perfect set for it because you constantly have material to go on about. Because this is just a set of cards to go on about. To just like,
Yeah.
yo, what the fuck is
You know
this?
the worst part about that Aqua interaction is Aqua's whenever you play it, you can look at top or leave it there. So you don't have to mill it with this effect each time. It's just straight reveal. So if you have the card you need, you could just over and over again burn them for 2 or burn them for 3, depending on how many colors you have.
Oh my
Just over
god.
and over and over. Be superstars now.
Fuck.
Well,
Friends
at
and
least they're not
Link,
putting climaxes in clock though. Superstar
I
put
guess so.
climaxes in air clock, which is like the true toxic part of that. It was uncancelable damage.
God. Alright.
All right, bag.
Back to the drawing
Bag
board
time.
for you, JP.
Yeah. This card already was in such a state. Alright. Let me talk about my delinquent duo, Todoroki Hajime. Experience condition. If the total level of cards in your level is 6 or higher, this card gets plus 2500, and the following abilities: Hexproof, and during your opponent's turn, this card and this card's battle opponent cannot become reversed. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay 1 to search your deck for another copy of this. So you only get a second copy. There's no Sora where you get a third.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
duo.
sure.
Once per turn, pay 3, pitch 1 with her bag climax down at the end of her attack. If you have 2 or other Hololive characters, stand it.
Okay.
Pay
You know
3,
what?
ditch 1, 2 or more, end of attack, stand it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this actually. Like, yes, you can't. Oh, you dodged memory kick and the tap counter shit, and it's like, it's a restander, and yes, you can stack Musashi on it with the homegirl. Well, technically, you could stack multiple Musashis on it, which that might, but
But
that's still like, you know, that's more of a problem with the other card than this card. Like, I
Yep.
don't have a problem with this card. This card's just, you can't fuck with me. I'm a restander. Like, this reminds me of the Mob restander, but this card's better because Mob had a hexproof condition and a power condition for the explosion counters in memory.
Yep.
But its on play effect was like it didn't refund the hand you wanted it to because its restand effect was pay to discard two.
Yeah.
So you had to like play the Taruki combo and just every single time you bounce them back to hand so you could have enough hand to triple mob. And it's like it's just a restand. Yeah, you can't get tap counter, you can't get anti damage, which is nice, but you're suffering the rest of the game
Yeah.
mostly.
Thoughts, but I'm trying to do something here. I'm pretty sure they have in the summer collection for Hololive there is this flare. Sorry, it's not flare, it's Choco. I keep getting them confused because they both have dragon wings.
Dargon.
Flare has dragon wings?
She's got like the ears or what. I get them confused. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Flair's got a lot going on in her card art a lot of the time.
So the Choco is when it's placed on stage from hand, choose up to one character from your hand whose level is equal to or lower than your level. Play it on stage. It gains 2,000 power. And then it has, incidentally, when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, pay 3, ditch 1, burn 2, then look at the top card of your deck and put it on top or bottom. So if you play this Choco, you can pay 2 stock to hard play her, summon this Hajime for free, and then pay 1, get the second Hajime from your deck for 1 stock.
That's nice.
So that saves you 3 stock overall, which is enough to guarantee that one of this resolves.
Yeah.
So already, if you have 6 stock, you do the Choco into another copy of this. Attack with this, that gets you 4 stock. Pay 3, ditch 1, freestand. Attack with this, puts you to 2 stock. Attack with the Choco, puts you to 3 stock. Attack with the second Hajime. You basically need like 5 or 6 stock total to get this to full combo. If you decide to not do the Choco, and then if you happen to have the extra 3 stock to do the Choco, then you get to on reverse, burn 2, and Mocha yourself for 1.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Which is incredibly efficient. It's like Ari Ferretta levels of efficient.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
I was about to say it's efficient, but I don't think it's a problem efficient.
No, it's not. I'm just saying that if you
That's
like
so
reading
good.
this card reads mid. It's just the Shia finisher from Ari Ferretta, but worse because it like Shia was good because you could go Shia into UA ditch 1 or sack character heal to stock, and effectively that was just for 1 stock you did that. This is like, okay, I play it and then I pay 1 to search for another copy from deck, but like you would rather it summon itself. So like the downside is this card reads worse, with its upside being that if you have experience, it can't be reversed and it can't die to auto effects or whatever, or it can't be chosen. Excuse me. But like even so, okay, so this can't be tap countered and it can't be any change if you happen to stand by this, right? Cool.
And it also can't be memory kicked, like Shea can.
Because it can't be reversed. Yeah, exactly. I guess the downside is you're having to pay a second character to get this in for cheaper, but the upside is cool. There is still a way to get this out for cheaper without having a shit ton of stock.
Thank God for
So with that in mind, B rating is correct, and I think I want to see it printed because we need more bag support in Hololive.
We need any bag cards on all of this.
Out of all the regloss girls, this girl has a penguin in all her art, so I'm most inclined to look into her.
Oh yeah, Hajime is great if you enjoy having multiple levels of not understanding what's going on. Like she is the epitome of just this is as an EN viewer, she is just a cute girl making cute noises, like the just as her existence. She's got talents, and she also is like pretty good on banter with just in general. She's fun. She's adorable as hell. I also have additional biases because the whole reason that one of the other things, like I'm a major Hololive simp. I'm also a Hololive fanfic writer. She made this comment once. She was joking about like having like some kind of like time control or something, and so I made that like canon for a thing where it's like because of some like time instability shit going on with other shit going on in that universe because that's a whole can of worms. She had the ability to like move herself around in time, and the bullshit that she is getting up to because of that thing. I just have a very, I like her specifically just because of that. She like made this one comment, and it has turned into just a goofy little bit of writing that I've gotten to do.
Oh, you could have made this the Abacchio then, if you really want to mess around with time.
Oh my god, it's not canon to her character. That's when I make this set, the set
You
for
would have
that
also
part of
needed to make the
fanfic.
penguin as a 2/2 with 2 soul or whatever.
The penguin's also not terribly significant. It's just like her mascot.
Yeah, but we love
But
penguins around
Bakio's
here.
whole thing is
around
Bakio's
here.
whole thing is
around
Bakio's
here.
whole thing is. I was gonna say, a second I looked at this, I was like, you know what, this card seems kind of mid. I wonder if Hololive has a summoner, and I'm like 90% sure they do have a
Yeah,
summoner.
they
And
only
I think
just
it's in the
got
summer
it.
collection, so
Yeah.
I was glad I was able to find it. I mean, I think part of what this is, like I said at the beginning, this has been a trip through hell. These last two videos. This is the first combo I'm looking at. I'm like, this is honestly kind of tame compared to the other stuff I've seen, but I actually kind of do want to brew with it because it is so tame and it is it's very destructive in a way that doesn't immediately read broken. I mean, I love Shia. I think that deck is incredibly efficient at killing people. I think getting to play it with this would be pretty funny. And just
I mean, the
imagining
summer
the
collection also has an on-play burn one too, so you could literally just become Ari Ferretta if you want.
wow, that's pretty cool.
And the tap thing we just looked at with Aqua, a bunch of main phase damage into a Restander.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. What do you mean? It's printed. It's right there.
You know, I'm gonna give this a plus. Actually, the more I talk about it, the more I want to play it.
I know, right? It's just cool. Like
It's
not,
hard to justify playing it in the set that has like
Yeah,
Marine,
yeah. Like
but like
you,
it is
you
very
play it
cool.
for the girl. You play it because the girl is cool and the card is cool. Meta. Fuck the meta. You're playing customs. Yep.
Honestly, fuck the meta. You're playing Hololive is a pretty good excuse.
Also, that as we all have experience with. Speaking of Hololive experience,
Right.
Blank, take us home.
We love Fauna. Restorer of Reality, Saris Fauna. If you're waiting at 6 or more climaxes, this card gets -1 level in your hand. When this card is placed on stage, choose one of the following effects. You can heal, or you can Fumio your opponent. But wait, there's more! It also has on-play, pay one, discard one, and you can refresh yourself.
Oh, you refresh yourself. Okay.
So you
With 6 or more
Fumio your
climaxes
opponent
in
and
your
refresh yourself.
with 6 of yeah.
See, when I first read this, I thought that third effect was stock swap.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
just like, huh?
Can you imagine pay one, pitch one,
Ima-
stock swap?
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna put as an actual on-play effect of Fumio on
Yeah.
it, you're gonna have to make the stock swap more expensive.
It would be well, yeah, it'd be like pitch 2 because they have a card somewhere that's like it has some on play level 3 and that's pitch 2 for.
It's the Yukina from Roselia, and then also the Shia stock swap and Arifred as also pitch 2 character.
Yeah, those cards. Thank you, because that Arifred card is those in my head. But yeah.
Would I play this? I guess Hololive doesn't have free fresh counter, do they?
They're not a free fresh counter. They have the crony that's a level 0 that's free fresh on play. And also a shift for blue.
That card
this
is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Fumio that also free freshes you.
I mean,
when you
yes.
are worse off because it's 6 or more climax early play.
Oh, the other thing that I think is cool about this is you can also do the on-play effects in any order. So you refresh yourself and then you heal because that's one card less than your refresh.
True.
Ooh, that is nice.
Also, this Hololive getting the ability to have stock swap plus Fumio is very
god, yeah. Fuck.
Because they have Matsuri already.
Oh god.
Isn't this a
This on-play effect is from an Overlord card.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
it's the aura finisher.
Aura,
Yeah,
that's right, yes.
But nobody ever played it for the finisher effect because the finisher effect's just Marine, but without the Mari on play effect. It has this on play effect.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind here a little bit here again. Isn't there a...
I'm giving it. Also, any card with Fauna on it's getting a yes from me to be printed.
Oh yeah, for sure. This needs... The Hololive's gonna get this at some point.
Yeah, if they're gonna
Ah,
get
yes,
a
here it is.
if they're gonna get a Fumio, it might as well be something that like does something like this instead of being like, because they could make this so much worse if they wanted to. They can make this so much more damaging.
I mean, even if they just made this like you and your opponent refresh, because technically that's on a Cinder in Ruby.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah.
It's not nearly as good as Fumio, but it is still something you can mix with Stock Swap to like mess up your opponent's compression.
Yeah, because if they have a bunch, if like they don't have like a big deck, but they have like enough cards in their waiting room, they're like, ah man, I want to actually put some climaxes in there when I stock swap.
Does the aura require a cost, or is it just Fumiland for free?
No, it's just on play. You get to choose one of the two effects. Like it's literally
It's
that
so
on play effect.
strange. It's
But it's
literally
level 3
this.
effect. I can't early play, can it?
They can't early play. Yeah, it has the combo instead.
Yeah, there's a combo that changes into it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it does
Okay.
have a
It's
way.
off the same bar climax as the
Oh.
card, because I have another friend who really likes traps, so he built an entire like Mare Aura deck actually.
That tracks.
It's not very good, and I don't think he does the early play part very often. In fact, he might have cut the early play part of it out entirely, but that is partially how I know of the fact that card can early play.
Gotcha. Fun times.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the same ratings as you. I think they need this card, and I think they will get something like it eventually. It probably won't be this good, but
It'll be played.
If they put
because-
it on a Fauna, I don't really care.
Yeah, if anyone deserves it, it's Fauna. Especially because, so the reason this is called the way it is, and it has the effects it does, is because back when Council was debuting and Sada blew up the world, guess who fixed that? Local gaming Kieran series Fauna.
Local gaming Kieran.
Fauna sweep.
He's such a dork. I love her so much.
She's so great. Like,
She went on for like an 8-minute rant about string theory while playing Getting Over It, and I was just like, this is wonderful. Like, I need more of this.
Good. Yeah, so like, as I've mentioned, I'm a Hololive simp, and that goes for literally like everyone in like Hololive branch, right? ID, EN, JP, all of that, Reglass, all of them, I am like a backer of, you know, as if it's one of those things where it's like if scandal shit happens and it's like Rusha level, it's like, all right, well, that's unfortunate that you happen to be in the thing that my autism is fixating on, but like you while you were there and not openly being a problem, sure, it's fine, whatever. But when it comes down to it, like ultimately I see myself as like a fan of the whole group and whatever, but like some of them just hit different, and Fauna is absolutely one that just hits especially different because like God, the combination of just traits that she has is just lethal damage. So much lethal damage direct to the heart. It's not even fair, man. She's not, so I can't claim her as like an Oshi because I don't really have like an Oshi in that sense. There's enough of them that I feel that strongly about. Bushi, please get Fauna cards for both of us.
Yeah.
And with that,
I can take it or leave it. I just wish she had better combos.
maybe when we talk about that other thing, if I finish it.
Ultimately, I'm probably, because I can hardly get my internet to work half the time. Playing on the sim for me is hard. So it's like, unless the cards are like printed out and real, like I'm probably not gonna be messing around with anything. But theory crafting and talking about stuff like this is really fun. And if they printed a card like this, I would be very happy.
Yeah. Get on that, Bushi.
Yeah. I'm kind of whatever about it. It's not bad. I honestly wanted. I wish I could have molded over the iris a bit more because You remember I went off on Volk for that freaking Alf early play. Like that was. I was immediately getting flashbacks from that. And,
My combo is burn 1 5 times at level 2.
no, that wasn't that. Well, yeah, it was kind of that. The Alf was just you could early play it if you had 5 or more events in memory. So if you just had the memory, you could, and then it was instead of burn X where you picked the number, you can burn up to the amount of events in your memory. So you can just basically burn whatever number you want. Pay 2 ditch 1.
Yeah, it's not quite burn 69, but you know, it'll get the job
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that was what I was
That's
getting
the funnest.
flashbacks for with Iris.
That's actually the funnest part about Toru is if your opponent's at 3-6 and you know they're out, you can just say burn, 67 quadrillion and they still die.
Yeah.
I think a card that can burn quote unquote limitless number is very dangerous to put it to because you can punish your opponent for ending decompressed even if it's not actually your finisher turn.
Yeah.
So that seems very stupid, yeah.
Well, if you want to see that card, you can go watch the Blue Pikmin video. And if you want to watch more of this, we'll be back later for Red. Until then, Fauna
Thanks for
sweet.
watching, everybody.
Bye bye.
What's this? Oh, it's kind of funky though. Hanya? Is that a fauna?
So are you ready?
Yes.